Hello, my name is Rommel, and I'm the Associate Vice President of Verizon Wireless here in Northern California. Thank you for having me this afternoon, and thank you, Roseanne, for organizing this such amazing event today. I'm here to talk about Verizon. So we power and empower how people live, work, and play. This is our purpose, this is our mission, and this is in our DNA. I joined the company about 20 years ago, and during that time we were in the middle of the 3G deployment. Remember back in those flip phone days that you guys had? Back at that time, probably not everyone had a cell phone in their hands. A few years later, we upgraded our network to 4G. Data traffic started to evolve, and then now we're in the middle of the 5G deployment in our network. Now the traffic and the systems have changed. Most folks have more than one devices in their possession. They have a cell phone or a smartphone, they have a tablet, and a watch in their hands. About a third to half of families now have more than 3 smartphones for both the parents and the kids. The wireless communication has evolved to no longer being a want, but now a need and an expectation. Our constituents, our residents, expect it to work whenever they want to use it. So how does Verizon support that? We do a lot of ways to make that happen for our customers, but I'll focus on 4 things. Number 1, we invest heavily in our network. Just in 1Q 2025 alone, we invested about $4.1 billion to upgrade and improve our network nationally. Number 2, we leverage the latest technology to make sure it's accessible to all of our customers. We are in the middle of our 5G deployment, and happy to report that in the Bay Area, we're mostly 5G covered here in our greater community. Number 3, reliability is in our DNA. Before we do major upgrades in our network, we follow this process called prepare, pause, and confirm. And lastly, we partner with the community and the emergency responders to support events, mass calling events, or disasters. You can see some of our assets outside those red vehicles out there. If you haven't had a chance to see it, feel free to stop by and check it out. We deploy those temp assets to make sure the emergency responders have access to our network when they really need them. In order for us to be connected to the community, Verizon is organized in a regional fashion. I lead the Northern California and Nevada team based here in the Bay Area, and I have 18 counterparts throughout the country that do the same thing. So we are local and we are embedded in your community. I started Verizon about 20 years ago, as I mentioned earlier, and I have led different departments within the company, from project management, real estate, construction, and system performance. And I've also had the opportunity to work in different parts of the country, here in Northern California, the Midwest, and New York City. But the Bay Area is my home, and I've spent 14 years of my career here, and I'm very happy to be back. I am joined by 200 strong, highly dedicated individuals spread throughout the footprint so that we are local and connected to the communities. They are there to make sure that they experience what our customers experience. And we are invested and committed to the community. In fact, we are members on some of the local boards within our community, and happy to say that one of them is a board member of the SAMCEDA organization, and she's happily sitting with you folks right now. So we are part of your community. 2026, 2 big world sports events are happening in our backyard. Super Bowl and World Cup games in our backyard in Levi Stadium. We are going to expect hundreds and thousands of people to visit our beautiful Bay Area. Verizon has been busy in the last 3 years preparing for these events. We expect a lot of traffic, not just cars, but bytes, to go through our network. We actually took part in 2 of the last Super Bowls in Las Vegas and New Orleans to learn from our peers and collaborate with them how to host these successful events. And we've been active in the past 2 years working on these critical projects. One of our priority projects is San Francisco Airport, right here in San Mateo County. San Francisco Airport is the very first experience our travelers are going to have, the very first Bay Area experience the moment they land here in the Bay Area. And there we expect a lot of our visitors to traverse through San Mateo County, up and down from San Francisco to the South Bay, hopefully stopping in between to check out our beautiful towns. And we are investing a lot of projects and a lot of dollars in projects here in San Mateo County. So we know how to do it, and we're prepared to do it to support these events that are happening here in a few months. I do want to end with a story on one of our sites. On October 2020, a neighborhood fire hit a certain community in San Anselmo. Most residents were unable to make a cellular call because there was lack of service in the area and the landlines were down. This area has traditionally been very challenging to deploy a cell tower, even though we in Verizon would like to, because of restrictive zoning ordinances and community opposition. Other than the households that were damaged during that fire, unfortunately, one life was lost. Soon after, the community reached out to all the 3 carriers and asked, hey, can you help us? We would like to put a cell site in this area. No other carrier raised their hand but Verizon. We answered the call. We partnered closely with the city staff, with the county supervisors, with the community, and worked diligently on this project. Happy to report that in May of this year, we turned up that cell site, and we've enabled connectivity to the residents of that community. Why am I telling this story to you folks? We are local, we are invested, and we are committed to the community that we serve and to ensure that they can connect when they need to. But we can't do it alone. We need partnership and support from all of you to make it happen. The community, elected officials, city staff. It takes a village to make these projects, critical projects, happen. So my ask of you is this: let's make the unimaginable possible here in San Mateo County. Thank you.